Hey, what is up guys, I'm Renavio, and today I will be talking about like 3 NBA teams that could have extremely great bounce back seasons. But another thing before I get into this video, I've been getting a lot of comments on my video recently, as my channel has actually been kind of doing pretty well. I've been getting subscribers really good, and I'm blessed for that, but a lot of you have been commenting like, you need to speak slower. Well, it's not like I'm purposely speaking faster or anything, it's just like, that's how I normally speak, and I might try to slow it down just a little bit for you guys, but like, I don't know, it's just how I speak, and I don't think it's gonna be changing that much. I'll try for you, but I mean, this is pretty much how I'm gonna be speaking. So, I mean, if it really bothers you too much, you could leave, but please don't. I'm pretty sure y'all can bear it. I mean, if my videos are good enough, I think it's alright if I speak normal. But that's all I wanted to get off on my chest. So without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. The first team on this list are actually the Los Angeles Lakers, and my first reason for the Los Angeles Lakers is like they have an extremely young players and they all have extremely high potential. For example, as everyone knows, they drafted Lonzo Ball, who is obviously a promising point guard, and he came from college UCLA. Most people already know this because of all the drama that was around him, and he averaged just under a triple double in the summer league, and he also won summer league MVP, but he didn't get to play in the summer league championship as he was hurt, and obviously you don't want to risk him being hurt out for the season in a summer league game. But yeah, he did win summer league MVP, and he showed tons of potential in summer league. Now obviously summer league doesn't mean that much, but hey, it's still nice to have a good little season. And also, they also have a promising young forward who they drafted last year, Brandon Ingram, who he had a kind of low on the radar rookie season. But I really do think this dude has tons of potential, as he has all the tools to be extremely great on defensive. And if he can just get a nice little shot and just get a little more athletic and get a nice shot, I really do think he could be extremely good. And also, they have Julius Randle, who has become a very solid center in the league. And now another thing to just touch up on Brandon Ingram, he never has played with a pass first point guard, and now they have a pass first point guard. So I kind of want to see what will turn out with a pass first point guard. And the second reason that I have for the Lakers is obviously going to be their off season, as they got rid of a cancerous D'Angelo Russell. And what I mean by cancerous is because he's known as a snitch because he snitched on Nick Young. He kind of just brought a bad vibe. He's pretty good. He's actually a really good and solid point guard, and I think he will actually do really good in Brooklyn. And I think he will be the main scoring option, which he wants to be. But I think that with Brandon Ingram playing with the pass first point guard and getting the ball in his hand more, being able to do what he wants more, and being able to take advantage of his athleticism, I really do think that would make him tons better. And yeah, so that's pretty much why I think the Los Angeles Lakers could have a great bounce back season, especially if especially if Lonzo Ball and Brook Lopez and Brandon Ingram all mush well, and he can pass to him very well. And they have other young players, but these are pretty much the three main young players, and obviously that's the best offseason move they've made all year. And then, yeah, and when they got Brook Lopez, because they obviously traded Brook Lopez, he averages 20.5 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, 2.3 assists per game, and he obviously can be a great leader to these young players on the Los Angeles Lakers roster, as he's the only really good veteran on the team. I mean, Corey Brewer's alright, but I mean, Brook Lopez is maybe like a third ballot Hall of Famer. He's a future Hall of Famer, and he can easily coach up and lead these kids, especially Julius Randle and Brandon Ingram, who are forwards and centers. I don't know how well he's going to be able to coach Lonzo, but he might help Lonzo a little bit. But yeah, so that's one reason I think the Los Angeles Lakers, or two reasons, my fault, that I think the Los Angeles Lakers are going to have a good bounce back season. But now let's get into the next team. The second team that comes up on this list is the Philadelphia 76ers. And y'all might be kind of wondering why, but just hear me out and then I'll say, well, obviously they have really good young men, but the main young person that everybody's going to be looking at next year is Ben Simmons. He'll be able to actually play this year. I mean, God forbid he gets hurt again, because last year, he was the first overall pick in the 2016 draft, but his rookie season was kind of derailed because he had a terrible foot injury, causing him to be out the entire rookie seasons. It's obviously very devastating to someone like Ben Simmons, and even Philadelphia, who's had really good players, but they've been battling injury, which I'll get into in a a little bit later. But when he was at LSU, Ben Simmons, he averaged 11.2 points per game, 11.8 rebounds per game, 4.8 assists per game, and he has like almost Magic Johnson level passing. The dude's passing is amazing. And to make it better, this dude is like 6'9", close to 7 foot tall, who can play like a point guard. So there's no telling how great this dude will be. And if he develops a shot, he has a chance to be a top player in the league. And then also, there's the second reason I have 76ers on here is because they're elite big men play. Obviously, they have Joel Embiid, who has shown flashes of greatness. But the only problem with his career so far is that he's only played 31 games in his rookie year because he got injured, and once he was injured, he had to be out for the season. So obviously, the 76ers have extremely bad luck with injury, and he averages 20.2 points per game, 7.8 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game. And remember, that's only in 31 games, so no telling what he could actually end up doing if he played an entire season. He might do extremely better, but he also might be a joke, but I really don't think he will be a joke. And the second big guy that I have on this list, like for their big man play, is Jahlil Okafor. And a lot of people look over Jahlil Okafor, but he's a third-year center who fell off in like the recent years. But he didn't fall off that much. But he isn't as good as he used to be. But I mean, the dude used to average in his rookie year. He averaged 17.5 points per game, 1.2 blocks per game, 1.2 steals per game, and 7.0 rebounds per game. This dude was actually really good as a rookie. So if he can become a form of his rookie self, there is no telling how good this big man could be. And then you have Ben Simmons to go along with that, and Robert Covington, who's a good shooter and a good veteran to coach these guys. You never know how good 76ers could be. Like, I think they could make the playoffs next year. Now, a reason this would actually be really good for 76ers to make the playoffs, because they haven't actually made the playoffs since 2012, and they did make it to the second round, but they were then eliminated. So that would obviously make it a lot better for the Philadelphia 76ers. And I know I forgot to say this about the Los Angeles Lakers, but they haven't made the playoffs since 2013. I just wanted to put that in there. But, that would make it extremely special for both these teams to make the playoffs. But now let's get into the third and final team, which is I think everybody could expect this, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they literally have not made the playoffs since 2004. They got to the conference finals, but were then eliminated. So yeah, I mean, this would be extremely great if they could just have a really good bounce back year, and I do think very, very hardly that they do make it to the playoffs next year, as their offseason was amazing, as they traded Zach LaVine and rookie Chris Dunn, who wasn't that good, for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is a beast, obviously one of the best players in the NBA. He's a three-time All-Star and a three-time All-Defensive who averaged 23.9 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, and 5.5 assists per game. This dude is an absolute beast. He's an Olympic player. He's an All-NBA player. He's an All-Star every year. This dude carried the Bulls to the playoffs. And, I mean, with just one guy that could carry him to the playoffs, just think, now you're combining him with Karl-Anthony Towns, who is a huge and awesome beast, and then Andrew Wiggins, who's an offensive powerhouse. But my second reason I actually do have the Minnesota Timberwolves on here, and there's so many other reasons I could have chose from, it's just this is my other strong reason. Minnesota was extremely easy to make for this video. I mean, they have so many things going for them. I would think it's a miracle that they don't make the playoffs if they don't. So I really do think they will. And I mean, they have such young star power. Like, they have Cat or Karl-Anthony Towns, who is a third-year center with extremely athletic ability. This dude gets at least one block a game. He's unbelievable. He averages 25.1 points per game, 12.5 rebounds per game, and 2.7 assists per game. He's actually from Kentucky. And this dude is so good, a lot of people will compare him to Anthony Davis. And if y'all don't know who Anthony Davis is somehow, and y'all been living under a rock, Anthony Davis is one of the best centers or power forwards to ever play. He's the best power forward to play in this era, and a lot of people compare Karl-Anthony Towns to him, and they actually have a kind of big rivalry going on, but of course I go for Anthony Davis, I'm from New Orleans, but that's off topic. And then you also have Andrew Wiggins, who is one of the top scorers in the league, but he's like extremely young, and he's already one of the top scorers in the league. He averages 23.6 points per game, 4.0 rebounds per game, and 2.3 assists per game. This dude is an absolute beast on offense, but he really needs help on defense, as he's one of the worst defensive guards in the league. But that's one thing Jimmy Butler could help a ton with, because he was obviously a three-time All-Defensive. This dude's a lockdown defender. So this dude and Karl-Anthony Towns could really coach Andrew Wiggins on how to play better defense. Andrew Wiggins is athletic enough and wide enough to play great defense, and he actually in college he played extremely good defenses. That's one of the things people would draft him that were going to draft him on is his defense. He kind of fell off, and now he's an offensive player, but I really do think he can go back to his defensive roots. But unfortunately, guys, that's actually going to be the end of this video. And if you like this video at any point in the video, hit the like button. It would mean the world to me. But also hit the subscribe button. We've been gaining subscribers like crazy, and that's amazing to me. I don't do this for subscribers, trust me. I do this just to entertain you and because I really like making these videos. But I'm sorry that's going to be the end of the video. So comment below if you want more Super Team videos, if you want more videos like this, like top 3, top whatever. You want more videos like this. Or if you just want normal sports videos from me, whatever you want, just comment below what you want. And if you didn't like this video, you don't have to hit the dislike button and hurt my feelings. Please don't. But that's going to be it. So kids, always remember, never do your vegetables, always eat your drugs. Stay safe, wear your seatbelt. Goodbye. Ooh.